hate this guy. You know, you don't want to fight. He's got a big fight coming with Mike Tyson, but he's glad he's...
Donald Trump recently dropped a bombshell warning about Jake Paul's challenge to Mike Tyson, and it's not the kind of news you can ignore. When a former president steps in to caution Paul, it's clear this fight isn't a casual match-up. Trump's message made it clear that Jake Paul, ever the online provocateur, stands no chance against Tyson. Paul might think he can capitalize on Tyson's name for fame, but underestimating the legendary boxer because of a few wrinkles or his recent calm demeanor could be a huge mistake. Trump's words perfectly outlined the disastrous outcome Paul could face, hinting that the ring would quickly remind him why Tyson remains one of the sport's most feared names. And knowing Trump, he didn't hold...
would say, this is not a good thing. I know Iron Mike, and he's a great guy, Mike Tyson. He's a great guy. He's a good man. Hey, Mike's been through a lot, but he could fight. Let me tell you, that guy could fight. But can you imagine Mike? Oh, he says, put Mike in the ring.
Back on painting a brutal picture of what could happen if Paul lets his ego get the best of him. Buckle up, this fight talk is just heating up. As the countdown began for Mike Tyson and Jake Paul's fight, Paul couldn't resist adding his signature flair, half-jokingly suggesting that Tyson take on Vice President Kamala Harris in a boxing match. Because of course nothing says great idea like pitting a former heavyweight champion against the sitting Vice President of the United States.
I hate this guy. You know, you don't want to fight. He's got a big fight coming with Mike Tyson, but he's glad he didn't fight Mike when Mike was 19. He told me that today. But he's a fantastic guy, very talented guy.
Unsurprisingly, the comment landed about as well as a lead balloon at a helium convention. And now, Trump has officially thrown his support behind Jake Paul, fueling the buzz and setting the stage for an even wilder showdown. Paul claims Tyson's age might finally work against him, and Trump isn't just watching from the sidelines, he's betting that Paul's youth could eclipse every punch Tyson's ever thrown. For Tyson, it's an awkward spot. He stood by Trump through thick and thin, yet here he is, caught in this chaotic showdown. Tyson, a seasoned fighter, isn't...
Segment you've all been waiting for, but on November 15th at AT&T Stadium, Mike Tyson will enter the ring to battle Jake Paul.
Tyson, the former heavyweight champ, now 58 years of age, obviously coming out of retirement for this bout against the 27-year-old Paul, a YouTuber turned...
New to controversy, but it's a whole new level. All he wants is a match with Jake Paul, not to get pulled into a media frenzy and political storm. Meanwhile, Trump, likely grinning from his golden tower, seems content to sit back and watch, waiting for everyone to see the genius of his predictions. So here we have it, Tyson, a legendary heavyweight, set to face Jake Paul in what may just be the strangest boxing event in history. It's like a classic movie icon facing off against a YouTube star who still thinks sending nudes is groundbreaking humor. The stakes couldn't be higher if Tyson loses to Paul. It's not just a defeat, it could tarnish everything he's built, his entire...
While Trump was running the economy. As you can see in every category, energy, gasoline, rent, and food, the numbers are exponentially lower, and the lowest of the past 30 years of presidents. Again, regardless of your emotion, I'm just presenting you with facts. Do I think Donald Trump is a perfect human?
Legacy potentially on the line. Imagine Michael Jordan losing a one-on-one to someone in Crocs. That's how much a loss to a YouTuber would sting. But here's the twist: Trump is actually cheering for Jake Paul to take down one of the most feared fighters in history. Why? Because, according to Trump, Paul's got young blood, which in his eyes is the ultimate winning formula. And let's be real, Trump backing Paul isn't just about age. It's a calculated move. Paul's a vocal Trump supporter, and in return, Trump's happy to back him, seeing this as a mutually beneficial alliance. With Paul's social media clout, wild antics, and knack for getting under people's skin.
Like you're insulted by the suggestion that you're too old for this. Is that a fair statement?
Hey, listen, you can't compare me with other people my age, because other people at my age haven't been training as long as me and consistent.
He's precisely the kind of fighter Trump admires. It's a spectacle where legacy, youth, and politics collide, setting the stage for an unpredictable showdown. Trump wants Jake Paul in his corner, not Mike Tyson. To Trump, legacy matters, but not as much as an influencer who thrives in the meme-driven social media landscape that keeps his supporters entertained. Now, the stakes are different. A political endorsement is on the line, and somehow Jake Paul is at the center of it all. Tyson's legendary status seems to be taking a backseat to Trump's
president. And he was good to everybody when he was giving them free tickets and free hotel rooms. He just became a president, and I guess his politics changed or whatever it is. But I always remember him from being a good guy, paying me a lot of money.
Brand of politics, which is a wild dynamic to witness, given Tyson's evolution from his earlier days in the public eye. Once a political pawn, Tyson's hardly that now.
The opening bell, let's see what happens. Tyson attacks immediately, cuts off the ring, throws him with just underway. Speaks through it. Tyson showing no fear, no respect at all here in round one.
While he's still a legend, Trump's alliances change as often as stock market trends, and right now Paul seems to have the edge. The idea of Trump and Tyson as allies feels surreal, like something straight out of a late-night comedy skit. And yet, here we are, with this unlikely pair at the heart of a bizarre spectacle. Back in the 1980s, Trump, the ambitious real estate tycoon, and Mike Tyson, the heavyweight champ who could KO opponents almost effortlessly.
For me, anybody running, I don't care who they're, Republican, Independent, I'm a bad nigga to them. I'm not going to let them look then. I don't look good around these Republican guys or Democratic guys, the people who are just, politically inclined. So that's
but he shared a powerful alliance. Their partnership hit a peak in 1988 when Trump hosted Tyson's infamous 91-second knockout of Michael Spinks. The fight, barely lasting as long as it takes to pick a Netflix show, became an iconic event. Trump's casino raked in cash, while Tyson's fearsome reputation soared. It was a win-win, a career-defining.
Tyson endorses Donald Trump.
Trump! Moment for both. The fight cemented Tyson's legacy and established Trump as a host of major events. But what was meant to elevate both men's careers was also a fleeting snapshot, a high point in a partnership that would eventually fade as both pursued different paths. Fast forward a few years and Tyson hits rock bottom, convicted of a serious crime and heading to prison. But Trump didn't cut ties. Instead, he advocated for Tyson's right to train while incarcerated and even suggested that future fight earnings go to charity. It was classic Trump, who needs PR advisors when you can keep everyone guessing. His unexpected support for Tyson left people wondering what unpredictable move he'd make next in their unlikely alliance. Tyson hasn't forgotten Trump's support. In 2015, when Trump made his presidential debut and
waiting for, but on November 15th at AT&T Stadium, Mike Tyson will enter the ring to battle Jake Paul.
Tyson, the former heavyweight champ, now 58 years of age, obviously coming out of retirement for this bout against the 27-year-old Paul, a YouTuber turned
faced a storm of backlash. Tyson was there, calling him a good guy and defending him amid the noise. Tyson's loyalty didn't waver then, and it hasn't since. But you've got to wonder, was this bond rooted in something unbreakable? Or was it pure strategy? Perhaps both men saw the value in each other as useful allies. Trump, with his endorsement power, could help fuel Tyson's
Mike would say, this is not a good thing. I know Iron Mike, and he's a great guy, Mike Tyson. He's a great guy. He's a good man. Hey, Mike's been through a lot, but he could fight. Let me tell you, that guy could fight. But can you imagine Mike? Oh, he says, put Mike in the ring.
Comebacks, while Tyson, as a tough and iconic figure, could serve as a reminder to Trump's followers that he knows how to maintain fierce friendships. In their world, loyalty is often as fleeting as an umbrella in a hurricane, yet here they are, clinging to this unlikely alliance as if it were a historic pact. But now, with Trump endorsing Jake Paul, things have shifted. It's like tossing a lit match into a pool of gasoline. Suddenly, the boxing world is split into two camps, Team Trump and Paul versus Team Tyson, the old school.
You've all been waiting for, but on November 15th at AT&T Stadium, Mike Tyson will enter the ring to battle Jake Paul.
Tyson, the former heavyweight champ, now 58 years of age, obviously coming out of retirement for this bout against the 27-year-old Paul, a YouTuber turned fighter.
Icon. The stakes have never been higher. This fight is no longer just about who's better in the ring, it's become a full-on spectacle. A soap opera where every jab thrown has political ramifications and every knockdown feels like a referendum on the state of the world. On one side, you've got Trump's crowd, the meme-loving, social media-obsessed Gen Z brigade. On the other, Tyson's hardcore fans, who view Instagram influence as something reserved for other people's kids. The contrast is staggering. And then there's that infamous comment about Kamala Harris, which is really the cherry on top of this circus Sunday. Trump, with his usual sense of humor, jokingly suggested Tyson square off against Harris in the ring. Because, of course, that's a totally normal thing to laugh about. So what's truly at stake in this fight? The legacy of one of the most fearsome boxers of all time, caught in the middle of a circus that's somehow bigger than the sport itself. It's the greatest boxer ever against a YouTuber who built his fame with pranks and backflips into pools, quite the contrast. And who's Trump backing? The guy who knows how to make sure his followers tune in by constantly stirring the pot and throwing shade. No pressure, right? As November 15th approaches, one thing is clear: this fight isn't just about physical strength, it's a battle of egos, political maneuvering, and whether Trump's loyalty to Tyson will hold up under the weight of social media fandom. This spectacle is shaping up to be bigger than anyone expected, whether we like it or not. Tyson might get knocked out in more ways than one, not just in the ring, but in the court of public opinion as well. So here we are, at the showdown of the century. Will Tyson prove that age and experience still rule? Or will Jake Paul's fresh-faced energy and Trump's backing turn this into the most ridiculous spectacle boxing has ever seen? Whatever happens, we'll all be watching, because let's face it, this is drama that's too good to miss.
For a moment.